Now we're going to get a little bit more technical and explore how we should use passwords and how we should store passwords. Frankly, you should not store passwords. This can get extremely hairy extremely quickly, and we see this done wrong a lot of the time. If we store passwords wrong, they could become compromised, leading to data being used by nefarious players in nefarious ways. We're going to cover how to store passwords, but we're doing so more to exemplify that this is really challenging, and so you have a basic understanding of how to do it if you really need to. But keep in mind, you will probably do something wrong, so double check your work and be sure to go a little bit deeper than even the material we're providing before you're comfortable doing so. Let's get back to answer this question in a more technical sense. We know that user A will be providing their password, in this case very secure password 123. First, they have to send us their password between where they're asking their client and our server. So they'll send that information, but we already messed something up. If they're sending that information over an unencrypted transit, someone can intercept that password and now their plaintext password exists somewhere else. So first rule, in-transit data must be encrypted using either TLS or SSL if it's sensitive or contains credentials. This is done by using HTTPS, and we'll explore how to add this to our provisioned resources. Now, the data between the user A and our server is signed by a trusted security algorithm that we're not taking care of. Now, as this data moves across the network and it reaches our server, it's unencrypted and readable once again as plain text within our server. We should take great care to not log any plain text passwords within our server at any time, because logs could be saved somewhere and that password could be compromised. Again, it's really easy to make one little mistake that could compromise the security of our system. Now that we have our password from our user, we can fetch that record from our database, make sure it's encrypted in transit between our database and our server. Now we can compare the password our user provided and the password that our database stored. But if we save our passwords as plain text in our database, we can have additional problems. For example, a bad employee could come along and simply copy all of those passwords to a thumb drive. They can walk away with this data, and now they have all of our users' passwords. If users copy their passwords among systems, that user's account on many systems and platforms could be compromised. So don't store passwords as plain text. I feel like I don't have to say this, or I shouldn't have to say this, but this happens so frequently. Even at large companies, we'll include some resources below for recent events that have basically had major large companies using plain text passwords in systems or logging plain text passwords. This is such a common thing, but just don't mess this up. It's so easy to do, and it's so bad. Don't store passwords as plain text.